As I've said in other videos, having even basic woodworking abilities is almost a necessity around the yard and garden. There are a few places around the yard where some stepstones would be kind of nice. A few stepstones are not very expensive, but having custom stones would be kind of fun. And I remember Dad's old concrete tools in a box that had been in the way for years. So it's off to the wood shop to make some simple molds. I'll start off with 2 molds for 12-inch pavers and a triple mold for bricks. I haven't done this before, but they seem easy enough to make. Just some scrap wood and some sheetrock screws. It's easy to split the wood with screws, so I pre-drill and countersink to alleviate that problem. The ends of the wood, of course, are especially susceptible to that. I had to glue a couple of the splits together on these. On future molds, I'll probably just extend the ends out, and that way the wood won't split and I'll have handles. After everything's square and assembled, a scrap piece of 1/2-inch plywood is screwed onto the bottom, and we're all ready to start making some stepstones. A 60-pound bag of concrete just happened to be the right amount for 3 bricks and 2 pavers. And after the first time of emptying out the bag, my nose decided it really didn't like breathing the concrete dust. So after that, I figured that wearing a mask while emptying out the bag was a good thing to do. I mixed it with a trowel, which works just fine, especially for small batches. But later I found an actual concrete mixing hoe, and that works a lot better. It takes a few tries to get a system together, and not having worked with concrete before, I wasn't sure how much water to add. On a hot day, you may find you want to add a little water as you go along. I put a little too much water in at first, but you get better as you go along, and it's not that critical anyway because the water will pretty quickly get absorbed into the concrete or evaporate away. It took me a while to figure out what this tool was, but once I started playing around with it, I realized it was an edging tool. It was kind of easy to figure out because it makes a pattern that looks just like every sidewalk edge that I've ever seen. Of course, figuring out how to use it takes a little practice. I also found this small trowel, which I found out that I like a lot. It's good for smoothing out and cleaning things up. So there you are. Except for the test paver that I made the day before, this is my first batch, and judging by how much fun it is, I doubt that it'll be my last. I'll probably make some more mold sizes and shapes, and also I'm thinking that I may want to beef up these molds a little bit, maybe make them out of 2x4s. It's been pretty warm out, so the next day I decided to try and remove them from the molds. It dropped right out of the first mold that I had used the day before, and so that was no problem. On the second paver, it took a little bit of persuasion, but it came out pretty easy too. However, the bricks were pretty difficult to get out, as I thought they would be. And so I just took off one side and dropped them out and then screwed the side back on after I was done. Once they're out of the molds, you can blast the stones and the molds off with the hose to get some of the loose concrete off. Just rinse, get another bag of concrete, repeat.